Welcome to Daily English Room. Today's topic is art. Do you enjoy looking at art?
Yes, I consider cooking to be an art form itself, so I'm naturally drawn to all types of artistic expression. I find that looking at colorful artwork actually inspires my food plating designs.
What type of art do you prefer?
I'm drawn to bold, colorful paintings. Maybe it's because I work with food presentation, but I love art that's as vibrant as the dishes I create. Abstract art really catches my eye.
Did you learn about art at school?
A little bit. In Brazil, we had some basic art education, but I've learned much more about art through my culinary training, especially about composition and visual presentation.
Have you ever created any art yourself?
Well, if you consider food presentation as art, then I create art every day. But I also enjoy sketching new plate designs and food concepts in my notebook.
Is there an art gallery or museum in your area?
Yes, my city has many amazing art museums. There's one that combines art with gastronomy, hosting exhibitions about food culture and culinary arts. It's become my favorite place to find inspiration.
How do you feel about public art, like murals or sculptures in the street?
Public art adds flavor to a city, just like spices in cooking. I love how the street art in Brazil tells stories about our culture and traditions. It makes everyday life more colorful and meaningful.
Do you think art is important in everyday life?
Without a doubt, as a chef, I see art in everything, from the way we plate food to how we arrange our kitchen. Art brings beauty to everyday moments and makes life more enjoyable.
Do you think art classes should be mandatory in schools?
Definitely, art education teaches you to see the world differently. In my culinary career, the artistic skills of color combination and presentation are just as important as cooking techniques.
Has social media changed the way you experience art?
Definitely, Instagram has become a huge platform for food presentation art. I share my own culinary creations there, and I get inspired by other chefs' artistic plating from around the world.
What's your opinion on digital art versus traditional art?
In cooking, we blend traditional and modern techniques, and I think the same applies to art. Both forms can be beautiful, though personally, I prefer creating with my hands, whether it's cooking or sketching.
What role do you think art plays in preserving culture?
It's essential. Brazilian art, like our cuisine, reflects our diverse cultural heritage. Through art, we preserve traditional techniques and stories while creating new interpretations for future generations.
Have you ever been to an art festival?
Yes, in Brazil we have amazing art festivals that combine visual arts with food and music. Last year, I even participated in one, creating food installations alongside other artists. It was an incredible experience.
What kind of art would you like to have in your home?
I love having colorful food photography and local Brazilian artwork in my home. I've also framed some of my own food sketches. The kitchen, especially, should be a place that inspires creativity.
Do you think anyone can become an artist?
Of course. In cooking, we say everyone can learn to cook, and I think it's the same with art. It's about practice, passion, and finding your own style. Some people express art through food, others through painting.
How has technology changed the way we experience art?
Social media has revolutionized food presentation art. Now, Chefs can share their creative plating instantly with the world. Technology has also given us new tools for food art, like 3D printed sugar sculptures.
How much time do you spend on art-related activities each week?
Well, if you count food presentation as art, then several hours each day. But for traditional art like sketching and visiting galleries, I probably spend about 4 hours a week. Sunday is usually my day for artistic inspiration.
Do you think art should be expensive?
I believe art should be valued fairly, but not necessarily expensive. Like good food, there's room for both high-end and affordable art. What matters most is the creativity and passion behind it.
What role does music play in your appreciation of visual art?
In the kitchen, music and visual presentation go hand in hand. Different music styles influence how I plate dishes. Classical music, for example, often inspires more elegant, formal presentations.
Have you ever tried to teach someone else about art?
I often teach junior chefs about food presentation. I show them how color, balance, and composition can transform a simple dish into something extraordinary. It's like teaching edible art.
If you could create your dream art project, what would it be?
I'd love to create a series of artistic viewpoints along our hiking trails, installations that frame the natural beauty of Slovenia in unique ways. It would combine art, nature, and tourism.
How has your taste in art changed over time?
Initially, I was only interested in art related to food and cuisine. But as I've traveled and worked in different restaurants, I've grown to appreciate many different styles. Now I see artistic inspiration everywhere.
What role does photography play in your life?
Photography is essential in my work. I photograph all my dish presentations, both for inspiration and to share on social media. Good food photography is an art form in itself.
How do seasons or weather affect your appreciation of art?
Seasons hugely influence my food presentation. I use different colors and plating styles based on seasonal ingredients. Even my sketches reflect the changing seasons and available produce.
Do you have any art-related apps on your phone?
I have several photography apps for editing food photos, and some apps that showcase plating techniques from around the world. They're great for inspiration when I'm developing new dish presentations.
How do you think art affects mental health?
Working in restaurant kitchens can be very stressful, but focusing on the artistic aspect of food presentation helps me stay calm and centered. It's like a form of meditation.
Do you have a favorite color to use in art?
I often work with deep reds and rich greens in my food presentations. These colors tend to make dishes look more appetizing, and they remind me of the vibrant ingredients we use in Brazilian cuisine.
Have you ever bought art from a street artist?
There's an amazing street artist near my restaurant who creates paintings using coffee and food pigments. I bought several pieces. They perfectly fit the restaurant's theme.
How do you feel about graffiti?
In Brazil, many of our graffiti artists are internationally famous. I appreciate how it can transform urban spaces and tell stories about local culture through color and style.
What role does art play in advertising?
Food photography in advertising is an art form itself. I've learned a lot about presentation from studying how different restaurants advertise their dishes.
What is the most important thing art has taught you about life?
Art has taught me that beauty can be found in everyday things. Whether it's plating a simple dish or appreciating a street mural, there's creativity everywhere if you look for it. In my culinary journey, art has shown me that traditions can be honored while still making room for innovation.
That's all for today's daily English room conversation practice. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, like, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe button. See you next time.